Welcome back to another Path to Mastery. Today we're going to talk about the cannon rush and how to stop it in Protoss versus Protoss. For Terran and Zerg, my Protoss is pretty good, 52%, 57% overall. For Protoss right now, my PvP has always been my worst spot. I'm only at 44%. I'm doing really well in all the other matchups. Right now I'm in mid diamond 3. I'm working my way up pretty fast, and the biggest problem I'm having right now is in PvP, and in low platinum and high platinum even. A lot of people are doing macro games in Protoss versus Protoss, or like an all-in, and I learned how to stop all-ins. I learned how to really macro, well, at least up to diamond level in PvP. I'm learning how to like scout for counters and things like that. But one thing that has always killed me is the cannon rush. And right now in mid diamond, a lot of the people that I'm fighting have like a 70% win rate in Protoss, and it looks like when I looked in their history, they're cannon rushing every game. So I kind of just bit the bullet and went, okay, I need to learn how to cannon rush. And actually, yesterday I played 6 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, and here, I'll show you this. This game versus Protoss was a cannon rush from my opponent, and then the other game that I lost was from a Protoss that also cannon rushed. And then my third loss was, I think, a Zerg. Yeah, Zerg super early pool, just made a whole bunch of Zerglings. I didn't scout it. It was just my bad. But two of my 3 losses yesterday were cannon rushes, and basically every time I've played Protoss, so this was Protoss cannon rush, this was Terran, this was Protoss cannon rush, this was Zerg, this was Zerg, and then this was I think a Protoss. Yeah, this was Protoss, but he didn't cannon rush. It was a standard game, and yeah, when I can play standard game, I think he all-in'd the hell out of me, if I remember right. Yeah, he all-in'd the hell out of me and I just held it. Yeah, that's right. So what I really want to talk about today is, okay, I'm up on mid diamond 3, 3,700 MMR. How the hell do you stop a cannon rush? So today, luckily, one of my clan members, Kevy, played just played with me about 30 minutes ago a whole heap of PvP, just cannon rush me. He cannon rushed me 10 times, and as you can see towards the top, I started figuring out what the hell to do. So let's go through kind of that experience, and I want to kind of show you what I learned while I was losing. So I hope this helps you a lot. It might be a long video, but at least up until diamond 3, you have this ability to learn from this. So here's the cannon rush from the first guy, new era. Let's see what's going on. This is one I lost. I'm just gonna put it on ×4 speed. This is me, so I'm gonna put it on just my vision here so you can see what I'm seeing. I always kind of check to see if there's a cannon down in the corner or whatnot. Probe comes up. I go down. He completely walls himself in. I don't make a zealot. I don't wall off. He gets out. He's down on the low ground. He's walling up. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. So, things that I did wrong, I think for this one, the biggest one is I let the probe kind of wall itself in. It did a good job walling it in. I pulled the workers well and everything like that, but having the probe be able to kind of come up and down in this ramp when they wanted to, this was bad. So I was like, okay. I didn't look at this replay afterwards. I looked at it recently, but I was noticing that, okay, walling off seems like it's going to help. I was doing okay, and then the second probe juggling, that's when I kind of lost it. So I'm learning a little bit. Let's kind of wall off. That's the first thing I wanted to work on. So Darko comes out here. Same thing. I'm down here. I'm just going to put it on my vision. Put it on times 4. It's a cannon rush. This game's only 8 minutes long, but I do a better job stopping it this time. I'll show you. This guy instantly 2 probes in. 1 probe comes up in the corner, tries to make this. I get massive supply block here. I get a huge supply block. This probe locks itself in. One thing I did better this time is I got a Zealot. So I was able to get back here and try to get the Zealot out. And I'm doing an okay job. I'm like, alright, this seems pretty much like I'm stopped. Yeah, good. Alright, here we go. Almost finished, almost finished. There it is, done. Probe comes back in, starts back up again. So, again, I lost this, and again, I'm realizing, damn it, the wall. So, things that I did better this time, I got the Zealot out. Last game, I didn't get the Zealot, which wasn't, I couldn't stop the second wave, or like the end of the cannon rush a little bit better. That was in that corner. So this time I was like, before anything else, I have to get a Zealot out. I got pretty nasty supply blocked a little bit here, but that's what that is. And then I didn't wall off again, and now I've got like 10 or 8 more, I've got 8 more pylons in my base now with a cannon behind it because I didn't wall off. 1 pylon here would have stopped this completely. And then I already have 3 gates, my cyber's done. I mean, I was in a super good spot. I just didn't wall off. So I realized, okay, getting a Zealot and walling off is very important. And then I asked my friend Kevin to just cannon rush me like crazy. So what I was going to focus on with these cannon rushes was walling off and getting a Zealot, and then after that slowly build my reaction every game, trying to figure out, okay, what about positioning my units, what about this, what about that, trying to figure out what I should be doing. So this is the first game I played. So right now I'm looking at wall off and get a Zealot is the idea that I had at this point. So I'm just gonna put it on my camera again. Let's kind of look up here, and I told him I'm not gonna react until I see your probe come in. So I also want to know, like, when should I be looking for it? When am I gonna have to look for it? So I always set my buildings in this position. I kind of look around a little bit. Is it coming? When can I kind of see it? I take my first gas. Take my second gas. Boom. I see a probe on the minimap. So I come down here. I see this, and I wall off. So I'm like, all right, there we go. I didn't wall off perfectly. He gets in. I'm like, damn it. But next thing is I'm going to try to get a Zealot as soon as I can. As soon as I have 100 minerals, I'm going to start my Zealot. Trying to get back in. Alright, I unwalled myself to try to stop this. And I was like, yeah, sweet. Alright, so what I thought of here is, okay, walling off allows me to not have this blow up more out of control. So walling off is a really good start. Great. So next step, here's what I learned. I'm like, alright, just continue with my build order. Let's get a cybernetics core. Get some more gas. Try not to get supply blocked. And I just see him down there like, I got the high ground. And then he's brilliant. He pulls up his probe here. And now I realize, okay, I need to be able to protect this spot. Now he's in, more cannons in my base, there's more probes, and again, now it's going to start crawling towards me. So what I learned from this game is, okay, getting a wall off is the first step, but then I need to be able to protect the high ground. Protect the high ground vision from this mess down here. So, okay, until now, I had get the wall off, get a Zealot. Now it's get a wall off, get a Zealot, and then protect the high ground. So this is the third step, the third key that I learned from this. So now it's gonna cannon rush me again, and he does a little bit of a different cannon rush every game, which I'm happy about. None of these cannon rushes are the exact same. I didn't know Kevin was such a connoisseur of Protoss bullshit, but he did really well. So again, set my pylon here. Now, I realized in the last game, when I took my second gas, that's when I took my gas, that's when I saw the probe. So here's the probe right in. I'm like, all right, let's wall off. I gotta wall off first before I do anything else. Pull some workers. Now here's another thing. I found this from a Grandmaster player. 4 workers per building that's being made. 4 workers per building that's being made. If you attack 4 workers on a cannon that 3 workers on a cannon that just starts, you will kill it, but you never get it just as it goes down. So 4 workers. Pylons and stuff like that, 4 workers. You just want to have 4 workers on each one. That's what Nero, the Grandmaster Zerg player, always says. You know, anytime that a probe comes in your base, have 1 probe chase him, so you know where he's going and he can't drop, and then 4 workers per pylon. So let's kind of keep building this up. We've got, first thing is wall off. Next thing is pull 4 workers per building that he's making. 1 worker always is chasing the probe itself, so it can't wall itself in somewhere nasty. So yeah, 4 workers there, 4 workers there. And then I get a zealot as soon as I can, and I have to protect my high ground vision. So I kill this. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I kill the probe, and I see the probe down there, so I'm already looking like, okay, I'm alright. I don't necessarily need to kill all these right now, but I'm getting the zealot. I'm walling off here, making sure that it's not coming in. The zealot's going to go to the high ground, so he can't do that crap with the probe. So I'm like, yeah, get out of here, probe. Piss off. And I'm still trying to move my tech forward, get the cybernetics core. And I'm just trying to keep the probe away from the ramp. But I know I can't step forward, so now he's smart. He's building more cannons so that I can't do this. So I'm realizing, okay, I need to get my cyber. I need to get this cyber quicker. But like, it takes a long time for the cyber to get finished. Trying to keep walling off. He's got just high ground vision. He kills the probe, gets in. No good. So,
sorry, man.
What I learned here is, okay, having a zealot or something on the outside of this wall is a good way to deter the drone for a little while, but there will eventually just be too many cannons where the probe can come up halfway, get a couple shots off, and get a couple shots off. I need to get something that can protect my high ground vision faster, or protect my high ground vision without being so fragile as a zealot. So, again, what we're looking at is, first things first, you wall off so it can't get worse. You pull 4 workers per thing that's being made. You get a zealot as soon as you can. And then you need to be able to protect your high ground from other from this kind of crap here. So yesterday I was watching a whole bunch of different Protoss games, just on the ladder and things like that, watching a bunch of streams, and I saw one guy, he dropped a forge really early when he was trying to he dropped a forge really early when he was trying to do that, but I'm not ready to do the forge yet. I wanted to try one more time because I don't like cannons. I don't like just making the cannon itself. So as much as possible, I try to do something that I feel like this is my style of how I block the cannon rush. This is what I do. And I don't like making cannons or anything like that. So instead of like doing a forge first, I was like, I don't want to play PvP like that. So I'll show you this. This is pretty rough. He sneaks this probe in. I don't see this probe, and he distracts the hell out of me with this probe. He puts this thing right here. I get my wall off. Yeah, and I don't see this at all. Like, I'll show you, I don't see this whatsoever. So I'm thinking, oh, hell yeah, I figured it out. I just need to wall off, and I'm okay. I'm going to get some money real quick, get my cybernetics core, and then I see this. I was like, shit. So now I realize I have to be careful with other probes coming in. It's not just one probe. Yeah, so I was just like, okay, yeah, you got all the cannons in my base, and I don't have the wall. It's just gonna be a hot mess, and yeah, we're not gonna continue. So I realized, okay, I have to be careful. But I wanted to try. After I lost again, I was like, let me just try to do this forge thing. Let me just try it. So here we go. It's me. over here. Set my camera location, stuff like that. I'm just gonna put this on ×2. Pylon goes down. I put the pylon on this spot here, and okay. Usually what I do is I put the pylon back here, then it goes gate, gate, and then if I need to block off for adepts, I can block off again, boom, right here. So doing this, the dangerous part of this is if he does like a big stalker all-in or something like that, if my pylon's forward, he could just depower all my gates very, very easily. He can kill this from the low ground with just one guy on high vision, and then he can like snipe off the back one, and I can't make anything. So I don't like making it up here, but I was like, I'm just going to try it just to see maybe if there's a lot of cannon rushes going on. Check over here. I'm just trying to be careful. Now here's also what I realized. When I drop my second gas, that's when I see a probe come in. So really quick, I'll rewind back just a couple seconds. You can see that just as I drop my second gas, as I have the money to do it, I'll see the probe come in. So for you, if you do a 16 gas or a 17 gas for your PvP opener, then right as you take the 17 gas, you should see the probe come in. So I saw this little bastard go over to the corner, and again, first thing you do, wall off, and then I'm looking for it. So he can't get in, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this looks good. This looks good. I'm going to pull 4 workers for that guy. I see it on the low ground over there. I'm not too worried about it. Trying to kill this, get the zealot as soon as you can, and then I go forge. And I realize this cannon I don't give a shit about. That cannon's not powered, it's dead. So I don't need to stop it. Now I've got the zealot up at the top, so he can't come down and hit it. And now I'm gonna build one cannon here. I got 2 zealots here. It's a little bit overkill. But yeah, he's able to kite around with this. Now I get that cannon up, and I even lose my zealots. But here it is. There's this, as he was trying to like kite this around last time. Getting one cannon on the high ground, was able to stop it. I was able to get a stalker out before this went down, and it was pretty close. I was actually really close. So I was thinking here, you know what? I'm doing a good job stopping this time. It was because of this cannon right here that I was able to protect my high ground. I was able to protect my high ground with this cannon, and then I've got these stalkers to keep picking off the low ground stuff. He can't really get up here anymore to do his high ground stuff. I'm getting a robo, and my goal now is to do the 22 worker. I do a 22 worker 3 gate warp prism all in to win. So sorry if I'm talking a little bit strange or speaking weird, but I'm just gonna kind of put this up. I don't want him to see the warp prism pop. I want him to think it's immortal or something. But I get over there and he has nothing at home. He's trying to take a base. I've got, you know, whatever, 9 stalkers in his main. I win. But let's talk about this a little bit. So the key factor that got me through this was this forge and putting a cannon kind of towards the low ground to defend my high ground base. So again, what am I looking at is doing my standard PvP opener. As soon as I'm taking my second gas, I have to watch the minimap to see if I see a red dot. If I see a red dot, I'm going to immediately go into cannon rush defense mode, which means I'm going to wall off, I'm going to start a zealot, and I'm going to pull 4 workers per person and attack. If I can protect the high ground vision, I think I'm going to need a forge to protect my high ground vision, and after I get the forge, go into this, after I kind of clean up all the crap down here, make sure that he can't get back up, and then we're going to have to quickly go into some pressure over on his side of the map so he can't just go out of control, and that is going to be a 3-gate robo all in. But I go up to, I went up to 6 gates here, and this is actually pretty good, just getting that massive warp in, boom, and then just attacking, so this seems like it was working. So this was the first time I actually was able to defend his cannon rush the way I wanted it to, really. And then got a couple more here. So this time he just came in like the most aggressive ever. Most aggressive thing ever. So again, I put the pylon down here. I got the gate over here. He just runs in and he's able to like just corner himself in perfectly into this spot. So I wall off, I get the Zealot, trying to attack as much as possible. He gets the cannon. He's got a pylon finished and this cannon. I just lose too much stuff. I got the Zealot out, but his worker's still alive because he was able to wall in. I was just like, ah, shit. Like, this was bad. This was just a bad match. You lose him sometimes. He's getting very good at the cannon rush, so I lost to that. Now, we're going to play again, and I'm still like, okay, I remembered that Forge game. I kind of remember that Forge game, but again, I'm like, I don't really want to use a Forge. I don't really want to use the Forge if I don't have to. So I'm being very stubborn about this. I'm like, I don't want to use it. I don't want to do that. I want to do it my way. So one thing, I set my pylon back to the back. I was just like, setting it here or setting it here is absolutely nothing. I still suck either way. So I might as well put it here so that way I can try to block against adepts later and I can defend against all the other stuff I was just telling you about. So again, taking my second gas, I'm going to see the blip come up. I see it right there. First thing I'm going to do, wall off. Make sure I'm completely walled off. I'm looking around for him. I find his probe up in the corner, but again, I'm like, that can kind of stay there. That can kind of stay there. I'm making a cyber. I'm getting a Zealot to defend. And again, now I lose that. Gets up. Gets in, and I'm like, God damn it. All right, so even the Zealot's out here, the micro that I have to do, this probe can just pull your Zealot down. Even if it's on hold position, he can come up and get the vision so it can shoot it. Like, you have to micro this so much. You can't defend this with just a Zealot. It helps, it gives you more time, but it's not a defense. You cannot do that. It's just hard countered by this one probe and a couple cannons on the low ground. So I know that the best way to do this is to have another probe come down here and attack down here and do up here, but I don't have people that are that good at cannon rushes yet. And if I do, then I'll try to have to redo this a little bit, but for right now where I am in Diamond 3, this isn't a problem. So let's keep going. This time, I remember, I'm like, okay, I remember the Forge. I remember the Forge was the only game I've won in the past like 10 games we've played together was when I built a Forge and I built a cannon. So I'm like, I'm just gonna try to build a damn Forge, see if it works. There's my gateway. I'm gonna take my second gas, see the dot. I see the dot. I'm gonna come over, get a gate, make sure there's no shit in my base, get the Forge. I'm like, all right, there we go. And I realize I don't have a wall, and I'm like, shit, there's 2 probes in my base. I don't have a wall, and my Forge just finished. So I'm like, well, this was just a poor, unfortunate series of events. But I was looking at this, and I'm thinking, you know what? I only can make 1 Zealot. Like, right now, if you look at my cache, I've got 360 minerals. I'm supply blocked. So I have to do a pylon, which is 100 minerals, so I'll be down to 260. The Zealot's about to pop. I'm gonna have to make a cannon, which is another 150, so I only have like 50 minerals. I'm like, I don't think I really need this gateway to wall off. I can probably just wall off with the Forge, and then that gives me more minerals to maybe make a second cannon or to get my cyber quicker, because you also need your cybernetics core soon. So I was thinking, well, the the gateway is the same as the cybernetics core. So if I go gateway, zealot, wall off with the forge, and then get the cybernetics core in the back when I get my first cannon, then that progresses my build forward, and it defends if I've stopped all the crap that's inside my base. And I'll have a zealot, which I can either do inside my base if there's a whole mess of stuff inside still being made, or I can do at the top of the ramp if I need a couple extra seconds to defend one of these stupid cannons down here from a probe coming up and hitting my pylon or something like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this again. I'm going to build a proper damn wall. That's one thing I'm going to do. He did a different kind of cannon rush. He did a cannon rush from way back. Actually won this game. So I don't want to show this because I won it because he did like a very far back cannon rush that was like in the natural here instead of like up at the wall, and I just one based all in, and it was there. So this is when I go, okay, I'm gonna try to wall up with the forge, and I'm gonna build a cannon. I'm just gonna try it. It kind of worked before, but I've cleaned up a little bit of my build. Pylon. Wait for my second gas. Go build the gate. Check to see if it's down there already. Build the second gas. See the red dot. There's the red dot. Chase the red dot. Wall off first with the forge. 4 workers per thing. Chase this probe around. 4 workers on that. 1 guy after the probe. Get a zealot as soon as I can. Get a zealot as soon as I can. Still fighting all this bullshit over here. But I realize probe's dead. I realize that the probe's dead, and so let's kind of pause it here a little bit. So I killed the probe and everything like that. I didn't get the zealot yet, but I already have the cannon. I have a cannon already finishing, and I didn't even need a zealot right now. And now I'm about to drop my cyber. So I'm realizing, this is going to protect my upper ground vision here, and it's only like 16 seconds away, or less than, it's like just a couple seconds away, not enough for this to kill that. These aren't threatening my base in any way, so I don't need to do anything. I'm getting my cyber now, so I'm kind of like, all right, well, I feel like a pretty good position. It's just a pylon down here. I get this probe finished, and I'm like, all right, well, let's get another cannon down here to make sure that we're safe. I try to take a gas, and then I realize that it's in range of this cannon. I'm like, ah, shit. Okay, well, I can't get 2 gases, so I guess I'll get a couple gates. So we're gonna try to do a timing. But like, what I'm realizing is, like, Kevin, I just told him I was like, blind, just cannon rush the fuck out of me as much as you can. Just keep trying to cannon rush me. Just do it. Like, cause if I can stop this type of cannon rush with minimal effort, then I can stop kind of a lazy, like a cannon rush that's just a little bit like this, you know? Like, I can deal with this. I'm getting a stalker right now. It's gonna be rallied back into my base, and now I'm starting to get, I'm saving up minerals to get my robo, so I can get the warp prism out. But yeah, he kind of knows, like, I'm stuck on one base, but he can't come up anymore. So I'm realizing, you know what? Walling off with this forge was a really, really good idea. So I asked Kevin, I was like, I want to try this one more time. I was like, really try to cannon rush me. I think I figured this out. I think I've got what my reaction is to this now. I've slowly built up my my understanding of this cannon rush. So I'm just gonna kind of play this as it is. I'm gonna put this on my camera, and let's talk about what I'm doing. All right. So first thing is, you do your opener as you always do your opener. So I build my pylon at the back. And I get my gateway on 16. Or right at the end of 15, I guess. I don't need the names. You know who it is. So, check to see if there's a dude out there. Chrono my Nexus. Drop the first gateway. Come back. Now I'm going to take 2 gas. right as I'm gonna take this gas, my eyes are on the mini-map. My eyes are on the mini-map. I'm looking for the dot. Boom, dot comes in. Immediately I'm getting cannon rushed. No matter what I'm doing from now on, if a probe comes in this early in my game, before the 1 minute mark, about 50 seconds, 51 seconds, I'm just going to say, I'm gonna get cannon rushed, and I can cancel the buildings later if I need to. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So if I see the probe at 51 seconds, immediately we're going into panic mode. What that means is we're going to wall off with a forge before anything else. There's a lot of probes in my base here, by the way, but we're just gonna take it easy. So first rule, you don't need your second gas. Don't get a second gas, and the max you're gonna get up to is 17 workers. But before we do any of that, what we need to do is we need to close the door. Close the door. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna close the door with a forge. Close the door with a forge. Now next, the rule is 4 workers per building. So we've got a pylon here, a pylon here, we've got a probe over here. So we've got all kinds of shit going on in the base right now. But the rule that we've done is 4 workers per building being made. So I'm pulling workers. I have 1 probe chasing each of the workers. He's got a worker just sitting here. Killed that worker. So again, this isn't the cleanest possible, put a pylon down to block. Make sure I'm not going to get supply blocked. You need at least 2 pylons. All right. So now, as soon as the gate's finished, we're getting close to being defended now. Sorry, I actually did not see this. If you look at my camera, I'm starting my zealot, but I did not see this. But it's still fine. I'm doing okay. But as soon as the forge is finished and things are starting to stabilize and you have the cash, start a zealot, chrono that zealot. Start the zealot, chrono that zealot. Now this zealot, you're gonna wait to see, do I need to bring it inside or do I need to bring it outside? Outside is to defend the top of this ramp. As soon as I see this up here, this zealot is coming inside with me. There it is. I'm bringing everyone back in, and now I see it up here. I'm like, oh shit. So he's also trying to block himself in. I pull every worker around to get the probe. Get the zealot out. Zealot's out. He's coming up too. And now we're just hitting all the workers. We're hitting all the workers. We're hitting all the workers.
They're attacking your probes. Watch your mineral line.
Starting to make workers again. As soon as that is done, cannon's done, we're all right. We're going back to work. I'm going to set a cannon on the high ground to stop if he's going to try to come up with any BS or anything like that. We're going to drop a cannon kind of over here so that we can have full vision of the ramp and all of the corners around. Now, we're going to put 3 into gas. We're going to get up to 22 workers as soon as we can. We're going to get 3 gates, a robo as soon as possible, and then we're going to go across the map. So I was a little bit late on this cybernetics core, but we're going to be okay. And yeah, Kevin realized that he doesn't have any workers right now. He's just now starting his gateway. I'm just starting my cyber. I've got more workers than he does. So he's just like, yeah, I'm just behind at this point. I've lost 3 of my workers. He wasn't making workers behind it, but again. So let's kind of go through this really quick. I have 3 gates, robo, all in prism. All right, so I have 6 steps to my cannon rush, and I'll put this in the comments below. 6 steps to my cannon rush, and I wanted to go through each one of these replays with you. I'm sorry this is like a 35-minute video, 36-minute video, but I wanted to go through each one of these replays with you so you can see why I'm telling you all of these things, so you can remember why I lost. And I've lost all of these games and all this MMR. Well, it's not MMR, it's just custom games, but I would have lost all this MMR by slowly learning this over a long period of time, but I'm kind of condensing it all down here for you. So first, wall in with the forge before you do anything else. Second, 4 workers are going to attack each of their building things that are building, and you're going to have 1 guy following around each each guy. As soon as you realize that it's starting, make sure that you're only on one gas. You don't need more than one gas. If you're building this gas, cancel it. But you can see if the probe comes in when you drop this second gas. As soon as you can, chrono out a zealot, and you're going to want to make your decision if you're going to make him come inside the base to clean up any last little things, or if he's going to go outside the base to defend the high ground until your forge is finished, until your cannon's done. As soon as your forge is finished, you're going to want to do cannon somewhere on the high ground, and as soon as possible, you're going to want to get your cybernetics core. If you want to do cyber before your cannon, that's kind of depending on how your build is going. And then after that, it's 22 workers, 3 gates into a prism with stalkers across the map. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put this in the explanation below. I hope you learned something. I've been playing for about an hour now, and again, let's look at all the games I lost in order to learn this properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's 120 MMR that I lost, that I would have lost, trying to figure out how the hell do you beat a cannon rush. I don't know if this is going to work, but I won 2 games in a row against Kevin trying this build order, and I'm excited to try it out on the ladder. So regardless if this is good or not, Kevin is a high platinum player. I am a diamond player, but my worst matchup by far is PvP. And in that PvP, my worst matchup is by far getting cannon rushed. So looking at this in that perspective, I think everyone can try to learn a little bit from this. I don't know if this is the secret weapon, but hopefully this will help push me up towards Diamond 2. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment below, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.